Maybe that, like here-ish. Sorry, I don't know this stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess for the next mission, you're not looking for
So the balance shifts.
Pick it up.
Oh, you do it? I'm on it.
Okay. So this is the camera.
Big rendezvous with Rochambeau.
Like, wait, let's put the lens back.
Who said it?
No, we're not here for that.
I love you.
Yeah.
Where is the thing? There we go. Am I getting in the way? I feel like I'm not in the front. What is it? Wait, does this come off? Probably. Sorry. I know. Diana took over as always. Is that how she says it? Yeah, really, really like stone. I researched it for 40 bajillion. Well, that's like talking to riding a hill. Yes. I started riding a Ronga down a hill, walking JK, but it was like slowing like a mountain. And it was like, this is really fun.
All right, good evening, Phoenix Comicon. You guys have a good time? We are Resident Sprawl. We're a brand new venture to do amazing, cool stuff like this. And was anybody here yesterday for SuperWhoLock Part 2? Yeah, all right, welcome back. Good, we didn't scare you away. Okay, for those of you who weren't, I'll do a quick recap. This script is a bit of a beast. A lot has to happen, so we'll go as fast as possible and then get into it. I hope we're going to get in the hour, but we might run a little bit over. But we'll do our best. Okay. So, here we go. Previously, on SuperWhoLock. After getting a strange message from the one and only Mary Poppins about universes bleeding together, the 11th Doctor and Amy Pond journeyed to visit that most famous detective, Sherlock Holmes. But they discovered instead a broken man. Seems like years earlier, Dr. Watson had been assassinated while working in America, and Sherlock had never recovered. The Doctor decided to travel back and prevent this from happening. On the streets of New York, the Doctor ran across Sam Winchester and his hunting partner, Charlie Bradbury. The Doctor soon realized that the supposed witch they were hunting was the one sent to assassinate Dr. Watson. The four teamed up, leading to a confrontation with the villain, actually a carry knight named Lilith, that the Doctor had tangled with before. The creature defeated, mostly by Charlie, Dr. Watson was safe and the timeline was restored. It was then that we learned that years before, Dean and Winchester and Bobby Singer had been killed after running across a weeping angel. That's when River Song showed up. She warned the Doctor that the time and place of Dean and Bobby's death was the center of a briar patch, a space-time anomaly called the Trans-Temporal Oubliette. Dozens of alternate realities and times were feeding into it. Once inside, there'd be no way to escape it. But the Doctor was determined, and River left saying she couldn't come because she was already there. Charlie asked to come with, but Amy forbade it, saying Charlie needed to stay and help Sam. The Doctor and Amy set their course, but the Doctor had one stop to make along the way. Inside the hotel room where Charlie was about to meet her end, the TARDIS appeared and whisked her away to join the next fight, somewhere in the turbulent past. Make sense? It's about to get a lot more confusing. All right. Cast, you guys ready? SuperWhoLock. Time is a maniac. Darkness. Text on screen. Be near me when the sensuous frame is racked with pangs that conquer trust, and time, a maniac scattering dust, and life, a fury slowing flame. Alfred Lord Tennyson. Interior hallway night. Steve Rogers and Tony Stark are facing off in film costume.
Sorry, Tony. You know I couldn't do this if I had any other choice. But he's my friend.
So was I.
They're about to clash when there's a flash of green light and suddenly the Doctor is standing between them.
Oh, hello. Sorry. It's just, I need to ask you two a question. God! Oh, my. For a moment, I thought you were the most garish Cyberman in history.
Tony, what is this? Is this one of yours?
One of mine. Seriously? This from the man with the witch and an ant on his side? I guess he was from your little circus sideshow.
I know this will be difficult for you to believe, but there are larger things at stake than your little domestic squabble.
Squabble?
Domestic?
Indeed. I'll let you get back to your war, but for now, let's keep things civil.
The doctor smiles at them, but they don't reciprocate.
That'll be hilarious in about a year from now. Anyway, to business.
Who are you?
Didn't I mention that already? Sorry, time's been acting a little funny lately. Effect preceding cause and all that. I'm the doctor.
Doctor.
You're early. Blonde number blue is going to need us services now.
I'm just gonna...
Oh, I know who you are.
Look, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the premises. It's not safe for civilians.
I'm very far from that.
Yeah, great. Listen, Beatlemania, you make your point and gets gone. There's an American flag that needs to be retired.
I knew you were the right ones to talk to. Captain, man out of time. Never quite fitting in with the modern world. And a futurist, always looking 10 years ahead. Never content with the present. His eyes always on the possible.
You talk like you know us.
All my years. Never had the privilege. Thought I'd make the most of it and ask you some advice.
Yeah.
Look, just make an appointment with my secretary. My dance card is full at the moment, okay?
My time is short, which is ironic because, well, I don't have time to get into it. Let's say, this is my question. Let's say you had ultimate power over time.
But that sounds dangerous.
And exciting, go on.
Would you use this power to fix your past? Go back and alter where things went off track? Captain, you could stop that plane from crashing. Maybe make the dance you missed.
Steve gets a faraway look in his eyes. We know what he's thinking about.
And Mr. Stark, you could stop yourself from entering that cave, or perhaps delay your parents from taking that drive.
Tony touches his chest unconsciously, then sees what he's doing and stops himself.
But doing that would, of course, change where you ended up, where you will end up.
This is something you're offering?
The doctor lifts his left hand. It's balled in a fist, and something inside is glowing, pulsing green.
Let's just say it's a hypothetical question for now.
I say no.
You do?
You do?
Of course. Sure, I miss my time, but I'm where I'm needed. My country needs me then, and needs me now. I've had to make sacrifices, but with what soldier doesn't? I think of the people I've helped who might not have made it out if I wasn't there. My teammates, who I got out of a jam.
He trails off, looking over at Tony, who quickly looks away.
Like, it's not worth it. I'm not going to play God just so I can get what I think I deserve. It's not for me to decide. I'm just a man.
Just a man. Listen to yourself. This would be a chance to right every wrong. Stop every dead spirit. Fixing all broken toys. You're too scared to try.
Now, who are we to decide?
Because we're us. We are making the future right now, right here. Our actions, our inactions. We are already affecting time. Why not do it on a grander scale? Save lives. Stop war.
Look, I've heard this kind of talk from you before.
And you are capable of seeing the big picture.
It's funny. Every time I hear someone talk about the bigger picture, it leads to phrases like acceptable losses.
The captain of downtrodden.
The man in the ivory tower.
The two of them square off again.
Yes, well, I can see how discussion continue. I thank you for your insight. It'll make my decision that much more enlightened. Ta-ta!
Hang on. You can't just drop in here and then...
The doctor vanishes in a burst of green light.
Apparently he can't. Now, where were we?
Tony raises his gauntlet, his palm glowing white.
Stand down, Captain.
Interior TARDIS, everything is on fire. The doctor, currently his beloved incarnation, is at the controls, frantically trying to maintain control. Amy Pond is running after him with a fire extinguisher, putting out the fires after he enters commands into each keyboard. Charlie Bradbury stands near the door, not knowing what to do.
Hey guys, I know I'm new here, but is everything normally, about to explode?
Usually. Hey!
The doctor reaches for a control with his left hand and pulls his hand back as if he were burned.
What is it?
My hand feels like it's on fire.
What? From this?
No, don't!
Amy reaches over and pulls the lever without any issues.
But why did...
Everything stops and the TARDIS goes quiet.
Oh, that's much better.
Did you fix it?
No, I stopped messing with things. Charlie, would you be so good as to open the doors?
Open? These? Isn't this a spaceship? Wouldn't opening the pod bay doors be, ill-advised?
I assure you will be safe, if you be so kind.
Charlie pulls the doors open and looks out. The doctor and Amy join her. They step out onto green grass. The TARDIS is standing on a patch of ground that cuts off in a circle. Around the ship is a large energy shield like a bubble.
Whoa.
Indeed.
What exactly am I seeing?
Below them, they see what at first glance appears to be a black hole, but much, much more colorful. Multicolored strands of light are feeding into it, wrapping around it, twisting and turning like a bundle of worms. All of them are flowing into the dark center.
That is the trans-temporal oblette.
The time hole.
It is not a time hole. Currently, we're outside, above, beyond space and time. Since I'm the first one of the Time Lords here, I get to name it. So let's call it the churn.
Pretty.
That's the multiverse, a billion different dimensions, each with its own alternates and timelines. and all recklessly thrown together, causing them to bleed into one another.
How are we not, dead?
Excellent question, Charlie. We took this patch of ground with us to anchor us. Out there is the wildest of wild space. One step beyond the barrier, who knows what, where or when we'd end up. Or just get split up into composite elements.
It's silent as I look down at a space no mortal eyes have ever seen.
Yeah, so let's slip back to our current reality for a moment. I know it's only been a few minutes for you, but for me, it's been a year since we talked about this. Can you give me the previously on?
Your friends?
The doctor snaps his fingers a few times.
Dean Winchester and Bobby Singer.
Yes, them! Well, we're sent to the past by a weeping angel, but not just any past.
This is some kind of mess. All these timelines crossing over. We need to get your friends out of there and back on their path.
And that'll fix everything?
The doctor is silent, staring at the mass.
Doctor?
Yes, of course it will. The odds are that another dimensional force set this up as a trap for me, and some deeper purpose is astronomical, not even worth mentioning.
But you just did.
I said it wasn't worth discussing. Just a simple temporal rescuing involving multiple realities. Do them all the time.
Does he?
Nope.
Okay then. If it's so simple, why aren't we doing it already?
The doctor goes back into the TARDIS, followed by the girls.
It's a problem with the TARDIS.
What sort of problem?
In fact, the TARDIS is a problem. She doesn't want to go.
She? Your ship is alive?
And a bit temperamental.
The doctor runs back to the controls and starts examining them as he speaks.
It won't be difficult to get in if you're as skilled and talented as I am, but getting out will be a whole different story. The TARDIS knows that. She's protecting me, bless her.
But my friends are in there trapped. They need our help.
I know, that's why we're going in, despite her objections. Who knows what kind of horrors they're facing inside there? Hang
The
on!
doctor throws a lever and all hell breaks loose again. The TARDIS flies towards the danger.